everybody, it's Paige Evans and I have a new process video to share with you today. This is featuring the brand new premium hybrid ink pads and the jumbo sponge daubers available exclusively on Scrapbook.com, and I want to walk you through the entire process. Alright, so I have all 51 ink pads from Scrapbook.com. Look at these, they're so lovely. And I created this swatch template and I printed it on my large printer, so I just put in a 12 by 12 piece of smooth white cardstock, printed it out. If you are interested in getting this, you can send me an email, leave me a message, and I can get it to you. Just make sure you have a 12 by 12 printer, or I guess you could squeeze it down to a 8.5 by 11 size and just use a smaller stamp. Anyway, so I'm using one of the stamps from my Oh My Heart collection with pink paisley, and I swatched out all the inks. So now I can refer to this whenever I need to use inks to figure out which colors to use. And all of these colors just make my heart so happy. The more colors, the merrier. So these are the colors that I'm going to use for this layout, and those were the jumbo sponge daubers on the right. This is my pie chart heart cut file, and it's going to be not used, so you can cut it from whatever color of cardstock you want. I just used white cardstock, and I'm taping it with washi tape onto a smooth white cardstock background. Keep those inner pieces as well as the outer piece, and I'm placing the inner pieces back in place. And then I'm going to lift up one and pick an ink using the jumbo sponge dauber. Pick up some ink from the pad and press it onto that section of the pie chart heart. I also put the background back on the heart so that the ink wouldn't go over that edge. Once you finish one section, move on to the next section. Be sure to replace the section that you just worked on and pick up some more ink and sponge it on. So I'm using a rainbow of inks, but you could also go monochromatic or use just one or two. So here I'm almost done. I'm inking up the last section. It's time to start peeling everything away. Take out all the pie chart pieces, lift off the main heart. Ta-da! So that was really fun. Now to add more texture, I'm going to do some hand stitching around every section. So I'm using a ruler and I'm piercing a hole every 5 millimeters. Every ½ centimeter. You could make them closer together, you could make them further apart, but that's just the spacing that I like best. So I pierced holes around every section, and then I went through my thread stash and I found threads as close to the color of ink as I could. And now I am going to do a chain link stitch. So I've tied a knot in the bottom of my string, I'm creating a loop, and when I pierce the needle back through the next hole, make sure to go up through that loop. So you have to keep your finger over the loop so the loop doesn't go down through. And yeah, doing the chain stitch. And I love the texture that this adds. It just makes the thread really thick, and I prefer it these days. You'll see it on most of my layouts when I'm doing hand stitching now. Once you've finished going all the way around, flip it over and tie it into a double knot, trim the excess, and keep working your way around. So this hand stitching took me about 5 hours or so. I've been watching Friends on Netflix as I'm doing this, and the kids are at school. I find it relaxing and therapeutic. You don't have to do this step, it's not necessary, but I love, again, the texture that it adds. So I'm using this picture of Jane being super cute in her unicorn headband. I'm not even sure if she's allowed to wear them to school, but she did, and I thought she just looked so adorable. And so I'm using, these are white mini puffy foam thickers from my Pick Me Up collection with pink paisley, and I'm creating the title around the right half of the heart. So it says, "Have a rainbow first day of school filled with unicorns." Why not? So these are knockout punches by American Crafts. Had them for like a decade, and I love this fine scalloped border. And you take out those pieces and you put them on the left and right. They're labeled A and B, so you know which one goes on which side. Following the pictures on the left side, you punch your way down. This is just a piece of scratch white cardstock. And I'm going to place it around the right curve of the heart again, just to add texture and whimsy. And so I'm using the super thin tape to add adhesive to the back of it. And it's obviously not curved, so I'm just going to gently curve it around the heart. And it's going to bend in places, and that's okay. You don't really notice when you're looking at the layout. So I need about 1.5 pieces of this scalloped strip to continue going around the right half. So curving it around, and then I'll trim off the excess. Yeah, I just love that texture it adds, and I'm bending up the scallops for even more texture and interest. Thought about adding the rest of it, but decided not to. I'll hold on to it for another project. And now I'm just going to do one of my favorite techniques, which is tone on tone. So I went through my pick-me-up collection and found a whole bunch of die cuts, puppy stickers, sequins from the haberdashery kit. I'm trying to be better about stamping the date on my layout so that when I eventually do file it away into a scrapbook, I know where it goes chronologically. So this was taken on August 14th, 2018, stamped that date right on a label, and then it's going on the left side where we've got the blues and aquas. There isn't really anything in my pick-me-up collection that's that orangey color. So I kind of fudged the colors a little bit right there, but I don't think you noticed that much, right? Maybe now that I said something, you'll notice, but it's okay. I think the peachy pinks match pretty well. Applying some rub-ons here and there that coordinate with the tone-on-tone look, and added a few buttons also from the haberdashery pack. There's sequins and buttons and epoxy tags in that kit, so add some more texture and fun. I'm going to write journaling around the left half of the heart, so I think that balances the title on the right side. And then the last step is I'm adding some matching colored enamel dots. So these are just generic enamel dots from Doodlebug Design, and that finishes up this layout. So I hope you are inspired to check out the brand new premium hybrid inks from Scrapbook.com, as well as their jumbo sponge daubers. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you again very soon. Have a great day.